What is going on? I'm zmoT. Today is War Factory Day. Now, if you zoom in close and have a look at your gunboat, there are no extra abilities. If you wait 9 hours or so until about U00 UTC, you can get the deployable turret. I'm like 47% sure. So if you're on the brink of being able to beat War Factory, might want to wait for that. Now, other thing, if this is somehow helpful or educational or interesting or helps you get your first ever War Factory down, please consider going over the creator boost in every single Supercell game and throwing zmoT in there. Now that this spiel is out of the way, let's have a look, see what Gearhart has in store for us, see what the heck we can do. Now, quickly zooming in here, this is fairly standard-ish, but not standard at all. We have never had rockets in this situation. This is going to make things very interesting. Also, to make things more difficult, there are rockets over here covered by a zmoT. So I don't remember having this layout. Should be able to do all sorts of good stuff. Max level players should just be able to BART out those shield gens and then likely come over here and crush this base, or just come over here and crush this base regardless. So this rocket launcher is going to be a problem. This rocket launcher is going to be a problem. Both of them covered by a zmoT, which is going to be even more problems. So we're going to have to figure out how to get rid of these rockets. Probably going to have to go around the outside. So what we're going to do first of all is get rid of these rockets right here, simply because typically we used to park between these two rockets, but there are 5 rockets here and only 2 here, so we're going to get rid of this one right here first, which will allow us to park right behind this rocket right here. You know what? Less talking, more doing. So we're going to mark this one. I want to park right there. And so that would give us a nice little parking spot once we get Everspark out into here. And now we're going to flare that far rocket launcher, and hopefully you'll see my grand vision in a second or two. So we're going to get Everspark to about there. She might walk out of the smoke. If she does, that actually is okay. Just look for that. Oh, she did not. If she does pop out of your smoke, just have your thumb hovering over that other hack button, because as soon as she pops out, you just press the other hack button, and away go the rocket launchers. Now, what we're going to do next is fairly important. We're going to get rid of that rocket's gone. So now you'll see if we park right where Everspark died, we're in the middle of all those rockets' blind spots. That's going to be great. Next up, I'm going to clear all these shock mines around the core. There is a very important reason for that. I am making it up as I go along. We're also doing a little tiny fraction of damage to the core. And then what we're going to do after that is I am going to mark... Which one am I going to mark? I am going to mark this rocket launcher right here. And we are set up for our second attack. Now, will our second attack work? I really can't tell you. There is no free GBE anywhere at the right shore, at the center shore, or at the left shore. So you're going to have to do this without farming any gunboat energy. This is going to be interesting. Now, what I'm hoping is that that will not reach. So we're going to go 3, 6. It's going to be so close. What we're going to do is we're going to drop Everspark right about here. And then I'm going to flare her to right there. Now we're just going to hope that she doesn't go and get herself killed, because she is very... Oh, there's a shock mine that I think I missed. Hopefully she takes a right turn, not a left turn. Yep. Like I said, hopefully she does not go and get herself killed. Holding off on that next smoke as long as you possibly can, and then hopefully getting her underneath. Apparently I missed 2 shock mines. Everspark found both of them. So just hold off your smoke as long as you can. You can get her back underneath there. Oh, you hear that extra octave in my voice? That's the sound of fear. So now we're going to flare this rocket launcher, and hopefully Everspark... Look at that. After all of that, it worked out. So Everspark is in range of the correct rocket launcher. Going to get that second hack out, and it's not going to come out because that shock blaster saw us. So that plan will work. You just have to not be a noob like I was. So let's retreat. We're going to throw a little bit extra damage onto that shock blaster, and then we're going to retreat. So the plan worked in theory. Just need to clear the shock mines better. I'm fully confident that all of you will be able to clear the shock mines, unlike me, who just did not pay enough attention. I even spent a whole bunch of time doing it too. So now let's see if I can find one more shock mine somehow, some way. I really, really hope I don't manage to do so. And we're going to walk Everspark all the way over here, and then as soon as she gets somewhere near that smoke, before she walks out of the smoke, we're going to flare that rocket launcher right there. Just use the flare to get her in the general direction, and the final flare to get her onto that rocket launcher. Out of range of that zmoT is job number 1. Down go the rockets. We've now got this clear little spot over here. I'm going to spend all of my gunboat energy on this shock blaster because it's going to be in a super awkward, super not awesome spot. And then we're going to retreat. Now, we're going to have to smoke shore. And some of you are good at that. Some of you are not good at that. We are going to bring brick for this because I don't think Everspark... Let's just see if Everspark's going to be of any use. Now, let's see if the task force has any spaces. Infant 9. If you're looking for infant task force, somewhere between level 35 and 50 ideally, we got a spot for you. Come join us. Back to War Factory. Let's see if we can get in here. Rocket launcher is going to be a pain on that side. Rocket launcher is going to be a pain on that side, but we should be able to do all of the things. Do we bring Everspark? I don't think we do. Everspark's not going to bring us a whole lot of value, so we're just going to use brick. We're going to smoke all of our troops over into here. Use this factory supply as your gauge and drop to the right of it, and that way we're gonna use 3 smokes to drop our troops, but we're gonna be guaranteed that we're not dropping brick behind our troops, and she doesn't have to go chasing to catch up or something like that. And that way you're gonna get all of your troops right into there, and then we're gonna flare them directly into the middle of all those rocket launchers. Now, I have terrible gunboat energy statues, and we have tons of gunboat energy left. We've got 27, which is enough for 3 shocks, so we should be able to clear absolutely all of this stuff without any complaints whatsoever. Just need to drop that shock. Make sure you get both the shock blasters. You see that the Zookas took the shock blasters out first. That is because we damaged the shock blaster, marking how does it work. All of our troops just crushing through all of this stuff, and now we need to make sure that we get that flamethrower and that shock blaster. Need one more shock. One more shock is coming right about now, just tapping, tapping, tapping. And we're pretty good here. Now we just need to get rid of that shock blaster. We're going to lose some troops in the process. There's no point flaring it because it's going to be gone in about now. And just like that, War Factory is done. If we don't get it on this attack, we are guaranteed to get it on the next attack. All of our Zookas burning through the core. Those sniper towers don't range us. And, I mean, that looks pretty impressive. You'd want to share that attack with your task force if you can get 6 rocket launchers, 2 shock blasters, a flamethrower, a whole bunch of boom cannons. That one is set up perfectly for sharing with your task force. So if you pull that attack off, please share it with your task force. Let them know that you are an absolute beastly, beastly player. It definitely takes some confidence to park your troops right in the middle of like 5 rocket launchers and not shock any of the rocket launchers. And that's where learning the mechanics of all the buildings is super, super useful. Seeing people flare in the gap between 2 mortars, fantastic. Wrapping a shock launcher so it doesn't fire, also super, super ballsy. You can wrap Zookas around a machine gun. That scene from Meet the Fockers comes to mind. Do you think you can milk a machine gun, Focker? Nonetheless, down goes the War Factory in 4 easy attacks. We did not have to reload troops, we did not have to spend diamonds, and we did not boost. So if you're boosted for your operation attack or something like that, should be even easier. Instant training wise, you could go get those rocket launchers. You could throw your GBE back here on this rocket launcher just to make your hole slightly bigger. That sounded like a bit of an innuendo. Do stick around. We're going to try to solo this using a max level account with Zookas, and then maybe a max level account with some different troops. Speaking of solos, I almost soloed Torrent yesterday, which was ridiculous beyond words. I didn't even expect that I could get that far. Tempted to show you that attack. We'll see. Might just keep it on topic, though. As the War Factory explodes, let's see what kind of rewards we're getting. So, wood, not so useful. 670... That is a lot of stone and a lot of iron for some mid-level players, even low-level players, so that's going to be fantastic. Stick around. We'll come back with another account and do some awesome stuff. we are back, and we're going to use this loadout right here. This is what I used against Torrent right in here. As you can see, 95 cells. You know what? I'm just going to show you the teaser here, show you when we took Torrent down on the second attack. Just to pause here, look how much of Torrent I cleared in one attack. Ridiculous. Anyways, let's get back to War Factory. We are going to try to solo this. We've got Bullet's Taunt. I don't have any plans at this point. I just know that I want to get this puppy down. So we're going to get rid of the shock mines because you've seen what happens when you don't. And then I'm just going to walk some troops and just try to make this up because I have no plans, no ideas what the heck I'm going to be doing here, but that's part of the fun. No scout, like you don't need to scout if you're a max level player. You can just go do beastly things and have a little bit of fun. Now, using these dudes right here, the what are those things called? Bombardiers with Bullet, probably not a super great idea to be completely honest. Simply because Bullet is a little bit faster. We're going to send all of our troops back into here, hoping to get all of this stuff underneath. Hopefully our troops can mostly stay underneath all of that stuff. We're going to throw a shock back here and a shock back here. Bullet's going to taunt some things. I did not shock enough stuff, but Bullet taunt. All of our troops just pounding away. Now, I need one more shock in a hurry or that far rocket launcher is going to melt my face, as we're seeing right about there. Not bad though. Look at this. Zookas, Bombardiers working in harmony as a wonderful, joyous team. Need to throw some critters out there so that all of our troops don't get murdered. And at this point, we have the potential to take this down if we can get the heck away from some of these rocket launchers, which I really don't think is going to happen because Bullet's about to die. All of our troops pounding away on that core might just be able to sneak it out with the remaining Bombardiers. I think actually all of our Bombardiers somehow are alive. Our Zookas are in there pounding away, and the 5/3 Zooka Bombardier solo just like that with the Bullet taunt. That worked out fairly awesome, to be frank, or Joe or Tim or something like that. So War Factory solo. Give Zookas and Bombardiers a try. Don't get too many Bombardiers in there because they get the heck out of smoke, but mixing some in is fairly good. We're going to share that with the task force. Always a good idea to share stuff with your task force because it gets people chatting, gets activity, but don't be one of those oversharing folks. Anyways, that is all for me. That is War Factory for April the 16th, 15th, sorry. Do remember, Gunboat, the deployable turret's coming in about 6 hours. So like I said, if you wanted to wait, if you're in a Western time zone, not a bad idea. Anyways, as always, I'm zmoT. Thanks for coming in. Don't forget, comment, like, share, subscribe, all of that YouTube garbly gook. I shall talk to you soon. Thanks for coming in. Peace. Go to school.